Here's how NFLWGs celebrate Christmas on game day: Chiefs pajama party, Ravens gift exchange, and more. Exclusive: Can Santa gift a win? As 4 NFL teams face off on the field on Christmas Day this year, the partners of each of the players have a holiday game plan of their own as they cheer them on from in the stands, or from the comfort of their own homes, while bringing the holiday spirit at the same time. On December 25th, the Kansas City Chiefs will take on the Pittsburgh Steelers at 1 p.m., and the Houston Texans will play against the Baltimore Ravens at 4:30 p.m., keeping the Christmas game day tradition alive more than 5 decades after it was introduced by the NFL in 1971. Ahead of game day, 4 NFLWGs, each with a partner on one of the teams taking the field this year, spoke with people exclusively about how they plan to celebrate the holiday with the game day schedule, sharing about the festive fun in the stadium and the parties and traditions enjoyed by each team. The ladies also outlined the unique timing of their holiday celebrations for those who have to travel for away games. "This year is looking very different for us, so we are just going with the flow," Allie Hayward, wife of Pittsburgh Steelers star Cam Hayward, tells people exclusively. Shona Weathersby, partner of Kansas City Chiefs defensive tackle Chris Jones, threw a holiday party with her fellow WGs nearly a decade ago and keeps the tradition going strong. "Bringing the women together is something important to me since I've been in KC for the past 9 years," she says. Since the Ravens will be playing in Houston this year, Elena Yates, who's dating Baltimore's star tight end Mark Andrews, tells people that she'll be watching the game on TV from home in New Jersey with family. "We will do presents the day after Christmas on the 26th, she says. Cheyenne Toto, meanwhile, will be at the game in Houston to support her husband Henry Toto of the Texans. "Then after the game, we're going to do prime rib, crab legs, homemade bread and dessert. I'm going to make all of it," she says of her Christmas feast with the linebacker. Read on for more game day plans and traditions celebrated by the WGs across the Chiefs, Steelers, Ravens and Texans on Christmas Day this year. Shona Weathersby, who shares 2 boys with her partner Chris Jones of the Kansas City Chiefs, is no stranger to the suite at games. While she's solidified herself as a staple over the years, she'll be supporting from afar on Christmas this year since the game is away. "I will not be traveling to the Steelers game as I am hosting both Chris and I's families in KC, but we will be rooting for him at home during our viewing Christmas party," she tells people exclusively. "We'll be waiting to spend time with him when he flies home after the game." Fresh off attending the Chiefs' victorious home game against the Texans on December 21st, which she attended with family and friends in their suite, along with her boys who were cheering for their daddy on the field, Weathersby says their holiday gift exchange will look a bit different this year. "Since Chris will leave for the game on Christmas Eve, the boys will open some presents Christmas morning, but we will most likely wait until after the game to open some of their gifts with their dad," she explains, noting that Chris will get to spend time with his boys and both of our families after. Weathersby also has a few traditions she looks forward to participating in around the holiday. She started a few with both her family and her fellow Chiefs WGs, creating time together that holds a special place in her heart after nearly 1 decade of being in Kansas City. "We love baking Nestle Toll House chocolate chip cookies on Christmas Eve for Santa to eat," she says of the sweet activity she enjoys with Chris and their boys. They also had a nice holiday moment in the suite at the December 21st game. Last year, Weathersby started a holiday get-together with the ladies on the team. "I hosted a girls' Christmas pajama party where we all got together at my home and ate food, drank and played Dirty Santa," she recalls. "It was a lot of fun to bring all the girls in KC together. Bringing the women together is something important to me since I've been in KC for the past 9 years. We may try to make it an annual event," Weathersby adds. Allie Hayward, who's been married to Cam Hayward of the Steelers since May 2013, tells people that Christmas Day this year is looking very different for their family of 5. "We are just going with the flow," she says, though admits she still has a solid plan in mind. Fortunately, it's a home game in Pittsburgh, which can make their holiday traditions a bit easier to accomplish. "We have 3 kids, so we are up in the air if we will have a true Christmas morning with the whole present opening before Cam leaves for his game," she says. If they opt to wait until after the Steelers play, Hayward jokes. My kids might have to practice some serious patience, she adds. Luckily they are the 1 p.m. so we won't get home too late from the game. Hayward says Christmas dinner is typically dependent upon the game schedule, while Christmas Eve is spent with their families. This year, though, she says their celebratory feast isn't happening until a few days after, because it's best for everyone's schedule to do it a little later than usual. Then, Hayward will host both her and her husband's families. It is a quick week and it will be too crammed trying to get all the big get-togethers and activities in during those few days in between games, she says on the heels of the December 21st game. As for what she'll prepare, Hayward says she's keeping it real simple this year for meals on Christmas Day, but she still has her go-to dish that she's not passing up. I will still do a Christmas morning French toast casserole, she says, shouting out Chrissy Teigen for the inspiration. Then, Hayward explains she and their boys will head to the game to watch their dad play. We will lunch it up at Acrisure Stadium, then we will probably do leftovers from Christmas Eve, she says to round out their night. I don't typically do any glam or tailgate before games because I roll with my kids, the mom of 3 notes. I like to just put whatever on that speaks to me before the game and roll out. I'm usually more focused on making sure my kids are situated for the long game days. Hayward says the players on the Steelers will always do a white elephant type thing with their positional groups around the holiday, while festivities look a bit different with the girls on the team each year. I know they typically try to do some sort of favorite things type party where everyone brings X amount of their favorite things and everyone gets one of everything. I haven't been able to be a part of it in the last few years just because things have been so busy on my end, she says. Although Christmas might look different for Hayward and her family on game day this time around, she's sure to note, we are all embracing the switch up this year. Celebrating Christmas on game day will be a first for Cheyenne Toto, who's been married to Henry Toto of the Houston Texans for 1.5 years now. It should be a good game. I'll be here. I'll be going to the game to watch my husband play, she tells People exclusively. Since the Texans have a 4:30 p.m. home game against the Ravens, Toto says she'll be enjoying the holiday festivities with her husband afterward.